Welcome, fellow Survivor fans, to the Best Damn Survivor podcast on YouTube. With me, as always, is my mom. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
How was your day?
My day. Well, as I was mentioning earlier, I had a little problem with vertigo, so I kind of had a little fall. So I'm not walking too good, but other than that, it's kind of cloudy and rainy, but it's pretty good.
Powering through it to give the Survivor fans what they want, the great
Always,
content.
always, Dave, always.
So, what did you think? Like, as a whole, what did you think of this week's episode?
How would I rate it? 1 to 10?
Sure, yeah. Let's go 1 to 10. Why not?
Last week I thought it was a 10, and I think I may have set the bar too high there. Gonna say, okay,
Okay.
because this week there was ups and downs, but overall, I gotta say it was a good 8.
A good 8. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, yeah, I would say. Oh, I hot take. I think this is better than last week's episode.
Okay, you know what? Parts of it were. Parts of it were. I agree.
So I would say probably the same 8 out of 10, but
Okay,
for maybe different reasons, which we'll get into later.
we
Um,
will.
by the way, if you agree with any of my opinions or disagree with any of my mom's opinions, comments down below.
Or you could comment if you disagree with Dave and agree with me. I mean,
That's right.
there,
Okay.
there's
So normally I start most of these podcasts off with like hey, my favorite shot of an episode is when they come back from tribal and it's all at night. We didn't get one of those
I
like this
know,
episode. They
I know.
just woke up the next day dealing with the aftermath, I guess.
They did.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, I mean, that tribe is pretty together. And they
It's a
did
good
talk
point.
about it in the opening scene. Okay. They were really impressed with themselves because all 4 of them stuck together. And what impressed me the most about that opening whole part, because they do start with Taku,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
They all decide to go idol hunting together because they're so close knit.
Marianne just goes, so we're all gonna idol hunt this morning, right? And everyone's like, yeah. She's like, okay, cool.
Right. And they do. Yeah. And she finds it.
Who is with her?
Ow, that would be Omar.
Omar. Yeah.
Omar. Yeah. Yeah.
I
And I love her reaction when she opens it and finds out she's lost her boat. My
bait and
grandson was
switched.
watching
Bait
the
and
screen,
switched.
and as soon as she goes, fudge, he goes, good save.
Oh, so good. Yeah, she goes, yeah. That was
She,
hilarious. Fudge. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, because that would have been one big bleep, let me tell you.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay, but like, okay, so this is a horrible question. And I've asked this before, and I don't want to sound like a broken record here. But season 43, who's opening the Beware advantage? Do you really think it gets opened every time like it
Oh, I do.
currently is?
Ah,
Because right
okay.
now they're like, I came here to play. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Not play? And they all open it. And it's like they don't realize there was a 3-phrase thing. It's completely
Well,
brand new to these people.
yeah, yeah. So
Ah.
43, if they keep the beware idol happening,
Mm-hmm.
I think people will open it, but keep their mouth shut, hoping to make it to the merge. Do I say it now or do I not? Well,
I
we've all
don't
seen it,
I
right?
I don't
We've all
see the
seen it.
Beware. I don't see the Beware advantage making it to season 43. I don't.
Oh, I do. I do.
Oh,
I do.
okay.
I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Knowing it's full power now,
Fair enough.
right?
Did you happen to write down in your notes what her phrase is?
Oh, shoot. Something about a rabbit eating in a mailbox.
It's another classic case of the bunny rabbit having dinner in the mailbox.
Dinner in the mailbox. And I
It's
love the way
another classic case. And I love Omar's like, what does that even mean? Like, what is this?
what does that
It's
even mean?
another I've never like I have no idea what that phrase is from, but
I haven't recognized one of the phrases from anything yet. Not last season or this season. I have no idea. I mean,
fair
the whole
enough.
broccoli or little trees.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's been, yeah, they're pretty bizarre.
So my
But it's
notes say we
interesting.
go to the Vadi
One thing,
tribe next. Wait,
one more
what?
thing, one more thing about Taku
Okay.
is they are really close knit little group there. Okay, and she has the idol, and of course she shares all the information about the idol, including the fact that she has no vote. And it was who was it Lindsay got that look on her face when she found out that Marianne didn't have a vote. She was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't, but they all know Marianne has the extra vote too, so really she has a vote at the next tribal for sure.
Uh I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I wrote here in my notes specifically because I thought it was funny because Survivor does this thing where they change the music in the background
They
to try and
do.
make things funny, where it's like doo
Yeah.
doo 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 doo.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Apparently, Daniel loses things all the time. Back on
Oh,
Vadi tribe, Daniel
that
just loses
he,
things.
that guy, I tell you, is I don't even know what to say. Is he
I
just not thinking? Is he?
I want him to do well, but the way the show is editing him, I don't think he's going to. But fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he has a possibility of going to the end, but not winning.
Yeah, agreed. It's unfortunate.
Mm.
I mean, maybe. I'm not. I'm not saying never. He wants to talk to Mike and read the fine print on
See, and
this
that's
on this
all
three-way
mystery.
phrase idol. Yeah.
That solved the mystery for me about last week. How, where did the idol go? Did Survivor take it back? Did this happen? Did that happen? Apparently not. I was wrong.
Apparently Daniel just drops it. Apparently Daniel just drops it.
Apparently, there is no damage done for not saying the phrase at the next immunity challenge. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel takes it and I like the way he says something about, a
Being
good
a
lawyer.
lawyer, I have to look at the fine print.
And they show his headshot with his name and his occupation. He is a law clerk.
Yep.
He's not a lawyer. Anyway,
I don't know.
close enough. So anyway, he goes and he reads it. And that was the interesting part that I did not know about the Beware Idol. The fine
Right,
print is
my eyes were
all
opened also.
okay, because I had to go back and rewatch that about 4 times, do a double take, and go, wait a minute. And I wrote down what it says.
Yep.
It says if all 3 idols are not found by the merge, the vote penalty ends and your idol has full power. So there's no, I mean, if I was Mike right now, I wouldn't say the phrase. I'd be putting that baby safe
So
where.
so here's my question to you. Why would anyone say the phrase at all? To activate the power sooner?
Maybe.
That's the only reason to say the phrase, apparently, is to
Okay, but
activate the idol now instead of merge.
now Daniel knows that. Did Mike read it well enough to know that? Because who knows?
My gut is telling me no.
Well, see, yeah, there you go.
Maybe, but
So I mean,
if I was a betting man, I'd say probably not.
Okay, that's number 3 on my list of things to know before you get on Survivor. Read the fine print.
I
Yeah,
am I am I think it's hilarious that like a week ago I was so into, oh man, do you think they took his idol away? Do you think they
I
took his
know.
clue
I
away?
was
Like, what are they gonna do? I
this
was
was
I was shaping a tinfoil hat. I was on the bandwagon. I was
I
so ready. And this episode just fire extinguished my whole
did. It was
kind
like
of like the theory totally had me convinced on.
I got
I
carried away.
wanted your theory to be true, to be
I
fair.
know.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
wanted it to be true.
I wanted to see what was going to happen.
Okay.
Oh, well. Anyway,
So
yep.
Daniel loses the idol when he gives it back to Mike, and Mike's
That
like,
was
"Hey, where's the idol?" Daniel's like, "What are you talking about? I gave you everything." No, there's no idol in this. There's not even the little message. Oh
right.
man. So he had to go back where he sat down and read it for like a talking head, and he found it like on the ground.
Do you like the way he finds his water bottle as well that he left there?
Yep, yeah, or his shoes.
Yeah, he loses a ton of stuff.
Daniel would lose his own head if it wasn't attached.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's a nice reference.
Yeah,
So then we get to the challenge.
that was an epic fail. Like, holy cow,
Yep.
the ocean was angry.
Well, unless you're Jonathan. Jonathan doesn't care what the ocean thinks.
Do
Jonathan's
you see
fine.
that? Holy cow, single handedly, ladder, people, tossing the bags. I mean, that was just, even Jeff was like, I have never seen that happen.
So, okay, for those listening to this or haven't watched the episode, they all had to stand on 3 floating platforms, swim into the ocean, and then untie knots to retrieve a really heavy ladder from the bottom of the water. But did they like how deep was the water? They were like 10 feet in. It was just really
When
rough water, right?
um, yeah, I would say I don't know if it was 10 feet down. It might have been 8.
Because
Like
I
they were
remember
really
when they
close
were
to
standing on
shore.
the platform ready to
Yeah, you can
go,
see their legs.
before they even jump, they
Yeah.
almost fall off the platform because of how rough the water
Okay,
is.
now,
But
see, the issue is because they're so close to shore, when the waves come in, that's fine, pushes them that way. But then when the wave pulls back out, that's called an undertow, and that is strong.
oh,
So
okay,
they had
okay.
to fight that to go towards the beach. That was the issue.
But Jonathan is apparently made of stone. He is the immovable object, no
Oh,
problem. He
he does have that
threw
world
arm
record.
like Omar at one point. He just grabbed him with 2 hands and tossed him. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
And Marianne
yeah,
too.
Jonathan was
Woo!
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
He
it was a
apparently was
really
hungry.
what?
He was hungry. He wanted that food.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
He
right.
wanted,
Forgot even to mention the reward.
yeah, it was
So the
food.
reward was a toolkit and fruit.
Yeah, a large portion of fruit.
Right. Second place was a slightly less bit of fruit, slightly smaller toolkit.
Yes.
I didn't pause and saw what the
And
slightly
for
smaller toolkit was, but
third place, or what Jeff refers to as the
the
losers,
losers, I
there
heard
was
that too.
nothing.
Oh, it's great.
I'm like, wow,
Um,
Jeff.
so I mean, the story of this challenge, I mean, I highly suggest go back and watching this episode if you have like, I don't know, this isn't a plug, but like Paramount Plus or cable, but Jonathan puts in a just a beast of a performance.
Yeah.
Like he's carrying the ladder by himself, and Jeff is like, that ladder is no joke.
I know.
I thought that was hilarious.
Both other teams had to use everybody to carry it up.
Well, yeah, that brings us to the kind of the main talking point of this challenge is Jeff does something he hasn't done in, oh, I can't remember the last time he did it.
It's
I
been
want to say it was a blood versus water season a while back, but stop a challenge mid-challenge and go, okay, the waves are too rough. No one has a Jonathan on their team. Let's everyone reset at the beach.
yeah. I
Yeah.
wondered how they were going to get out of that because I thought, oh my Lord, somebody's going to die out there.
Well, Daniel and what Lydia were sitting out for the Green Tribe, and even they were sitting on their own bench, being like, "I don't see how either team is going to do it." You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
this
It's
is just going to go on forever until someone stops it. You know, like
which he
so.
does.
So yeah, Jeff stops it. Take your ladders back to the beach. Jeff will go retrieve the keys, which you had to climb the ladder to get in the water. But because Jonathan is amazing, he just held one ladder up, and I can't remember who went up and got it for
Oh, that
Taku,
would
but
have been Lindsay.
Lindsay. Okay, so they were the first to cross the finish line. Jeff resets it all. The two tribes start again.
They have their keys.
And what?
They unlock and they have their keys now, so they
Yep.
run up and get their put their ladder up and get their bags and
Yep.
start crossing them.
And then it's throw the sandbags on like a spiral staircase kind of thing they've always done. You know what I mean?
Close.
Like 5 platforms, one higher than the other, but it's like spirally, and you have to kind of, yeah.
But it was close.
It was very close.
Yeah.
So hold on, who gets to win, or who wins? Oh, Drea
Oh,
for Ika. Drea was the
yeah.
one that gets the last shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was
And then they
interesting.
have a choice.
Yeah. See, now I wasn't aware of that. So Taku, right?
Yeah.
They're like, Jeff's like, okay, so you can either have the fishing gear or the fruit. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Me neither. I don't think he mentioned that earlier, or maybe I'm wrong, but I
Yeah, I
don't
might have missed
remember it.
it. I might have missed it too. But anyway, they took the fishing gear, which I think was a really smart move.
Definitely smart. Yep.
Yeah. Long-term food as opposed to one day.
So then they get told to pick someone from the losing tribe to go on a journey.
Yeah.
So who did they choose?
Chanel.
Which
And you
I
know what
think is a very interesting choice. I was actually very excited when I heard Chanel's name get picked here. I was
okay,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. I really, well, we'll get into it, but I was very excited when I heard Chanel's name get
I
picked.
really liked the fact that they took somebody from their team to go as well.
Right, because after they pick Chanel, it's like, do you want someone from your tribe to go with Chanel, or someone from the
Or,
other tribe to go with Chanel?
or somebody from
And they decide to go with Omar, which I was even more excited. I was like, Omar and Chanel in the same scene? Like, yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then we go to like I mentioned it seems like I'm inconsistent with how often I mention these, but commercial break. Yeah, Omar and Chanel go on their journey. What did you think about their journey?
Wow. Do you know, I thought they were getting along really well.
Me
And
too.
I I seriously thought Chanel would play it safe. From everything she said, she was very clear to Omar. I cannot risk my boat. I cannot do it. I need my boat at tonight's tribal. She was so clear. I thought.
Yeah, because I feel like they do the same thing some of the other journeys or hikes have done, where they skip over them really getting to know each other. and they only get to know each other, air quotes,
I don't think they had
like
to
at the
hike
top of the
far.
hike. But like, how long do you think that like hike takes?
I think
I'd
it
be
takes a
curious.
while, but
Right.
I'm not
They don't
completely
talk
sure.
until the top and they like film a scene. Like,
You know what? I'm not sure they actually had to hike. I think, well, maybe they did, but yeah, we
no,
didn't
no,
get.
it's a decent hike. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
I'm.
sometimes they edit in people complaining about it and sometimes they don't.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I thought they were comfortable. They both talked, like, let's not risk anything we don't need to risk. Let's both come away with something here. I I thought they had it.
Yeah, it was interesting how quickly they did kind of
Get
go,
it together.
okay,
Yeah.
we got this. And it seemed like they're both their talking heads bonded and they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
I could work with this guy come the merge, or I could work with this
Yeah.
girl come the merge. Like
And then
it
you
seemed
get
like they
down
understood each other.
to the wheels.
Yeah.
And Omar is logical about it. He's like, he was almost, I would think, 100% positive that Chanel was not going to risk her vote.
Which is fair because that's all she told him. She's like, I need my
So
vote. And he's like, all she told me was she needed her vote. So I'm going to risk mine.
he put
And
two
then
and two
Chanel, for
together.
some strange reasons,
Why?
decides to just roll the dice. I don't get it. Oh, my headphones
And
fell out.
I'm like,
But I don't get it.
again, it's oh, I came to play. I came to play, so I'm gonna risk my vote. And I'm like,
Is that well, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna like call back to what we talked about opening the beware advantage when we were
uh,
talking about in season 43, would you open it? So I mean, like, will the because love it or hate it, the risk or
right.
keep your vote thing might be around to stay. Do you think it has legs if it just keeps going?
I would
Or is it
prefer,
a failed experiment? Because
I
it
would
might
prefer
have legs if it just continues.
they dump that one and keep the beware. If they're
The
gonna,
three phrase is the one. Okay.
if it came down to dumping one of them, my choice would be dump the trek up the mountain and the risk the boat. And I would love to hear what everybody else thinks about that too. If Survivor was going to take one of those two out, which one would you like to keep? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do?
That's a tough one. I mean, the three phrases, my biggest problem with the three phrases is that I hate the three phrases. That's that's been my problem with the beware advantage for since
I totally
drop
love it.
four, keep the one. I just hate the three phrases. Broccoli is tiny trees, potato have skins, I have skin, am I a potato? These are all dumb. It's annoying.
I think they're cute. That's what I.
Okay. Okay. I think if the phrases were better. Well, actually, speaking of which, we'll get to a phrase that I actually said or that I actually thought was said rather smoothly, like delivered really well, you know?
Okay.
Um so hold on. Okay, so we after Omar and Chanel go on the journey, they both decide to risk their vote.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the Vadi tribe. They
Chanel getting
are
out.
what?
Chanel getting out of the boat.
Well,
Coming
I
back.
mean, there's a little bit of screen time given to
Oh,
like
yeah. Coming
Daniel
up with
and
a plan for both.
Lydia and Mike being like, oh, I wish Chanel was here. Can't wait till Chanel gets back
Right.
for us to talk strategy. But it looks
Mhm.
like Lydia and Jenny are on the chopping block.
Oh, one or the other,
Yeah.
for sure. But there is
Um,
right. There's a bit of discussion, and they kind of figure out, what they're going to do. But it all kind of hinges on Chanel because Mike, of course, doesn't have a vote, right?
Right.
And, so Jenny is like, Jenny kind of has it figured out, right? She's like, well, if me, how did she put it? I got to figure this out now. I do have notes.
Because she's the only one on the tribe that's gone on the journey.
Yeah. So no, it's got nothing to do with it. But
Okay.
while Chanel's not there, she's thinking to herself, well, if Daniel and Chanel vote Lydia, she's gone because all they need is 3 votes together, right?
That's true.
So Jenny is thinking at that time, Chanel is the deciding vote. Okay,
Right.
she's not thinking that Chanel may not have a vote. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're pretty much okay. Lydia's gone because Chanel's going to vote with us, and we're good, right? Daniel's good. Micah's a little worried about Daniel because Daniel's a little right, and he is, and he is.
He is.
So then Chanel pulls up in the boat, and Daniel is down on the beach. Goes, oh, there you are.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Okay, now at that point, Jenny says to Daniel, vote Lydia out. Very clearly says, vote Lydia out.
Yes.
Okay, they go back. There's this big discussion on, I forget who was all standing there. I know it was Chanel, Hi. Daniel might have been there. Somebody else was there. Lydia, maybe. And they started talking about splitting the votes. Now, again,
Right.
I had to kind of rewind and go over this, and I'm thinking, Chanel, well, what do you? Oh,
Is
right.
this where High's spidey sense starts tingling?
Yes, it is. He's
Yeah.
like, Chanel came back a little different. I don't know what's up with her, but what's going on here?
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
seems a little bit
right.
more aggressive than she was
Yes,
yesterday,
spidey
or
sense is
yeah.
a little weird. Okay.
Yeah.
But now it's interesting because she tells Daniel she wants Lydia out, and then she goes to High and says, I want Jenny out. And I
Well,
was like,
she has to pick someone else, right? It has to pick anyone. Like, who was she
why?
supposed to pick? I think Jenny, if I was in her shoes, I think
No,
Jenny
not
is a
Jenny. I'm
perfectly
sorry.
fine name to
Chanel.
throw out.
Chanel told Daniel to vote Lydia, but
Yeah.
she told High to vote Jenny. Now, so she's telling them 2 different people.
Well, they were trying to convince them to
Split the
not
vote.
do like they were trying to do a 2-1-1 vote instead of a
Right.
like a 2 versus 3 or whatever.
Okay,
They were trying to
I'm
two
not sure
one and
why they
one
were
and
doing that.
one. Oh, sorry, I
It
hit my
didn't
mic.
it didn't make any sense to me why they were doing that. And
It seemed like a bit of a red herring in the end. Like, spoiler alert, we won't mention what happens at the end, but it did feel like a bit of a red herring. Like
oh,
the editors were just trying to throw us off the scent, you know?
I think they were trying to show us how crazy Chanel is. That's what I think. That's what I think.
So yeah, High notices something is off with the way Chanel's acting, with who she's trying to target, and it creates this giant stormy cloud above tribal council. Like, I don't think there was a shot, but they missed an opportunity to get a shot like that.
Yeah.
Because then we go right to tribal. And do you want to know the first thing I did when the people are walking into tribal?
What?
I paused. I looked at how much was left in the episode, and I was like, "Oh my god, we got 20 more minutes in this episode,
Yeah,
and we're just sitting down for tribal."
I
I
know.
I I paused. I went and made some food. Like, I legit got my popcorn ready. I
I
knew
know.
I was in for a treat. I knew it.
First thing I noticed the same thing. Okay. Already had my food. I was good to go. But at that point, I thought to myself, we really haven't seen the Ika tribe this episode. There was nothing about them. Ugly.
Uh,
They didn't take us to their camp. They didn't. No, they didn't.
wait, hold
Nope.
on,
Nope.
Marianne,
Marianne
getting
is
a.
taboo.
Oh, there
I'm
wasn't
trying. I'm
anyone on it. You're right. You're right. Okay.
Freya, Romeo,
Okay.
Roxroy, Tori, and Swati.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, they were
No,
purple edited out of this episode. Yep.
the whole team, other than the challenge. Yeah,
Yep. You're right. You're right.
I wonder what they're up to. So again, my spidey sense is like, oh, what's going on over there?
Oh, you think oh, okay, okay. We should literally set aside a section of the episode where I put like a slide and we can go mom's tinfoil hat corner as to why haven't they shown Ika that
Why
much?
did that happen? Yeah,
I mean, are they saving those 3 days for a really sweet
something to
flashback
think
coming up?
about.
Maybe.
Something to think about.
I mean, maybe, but
I keep doing
I
this and I'm going to be right one time. I know it.
I let myself get swept up last week where I was like, oh,
You're in
I'm just making a
October.
lot of solid points, you guys. Making a lot
Hey,
of solid points.
I just want you to know, everyone. Now I've got them for next week too.
Oh man. Yeah, okay. I should probably delete this after this. Okay, so we get to tribal council and oh my. I'll let you start off because I've got a whole bunch of notes on Final Tribal. So what do you want to talk about first?
I,
Because wow.
well, yeah, wow is right. 20 minutes is a long time. I had no idea what was going to happen there. I didn't really consider everything involved. And so many new things happened that I was like, wait, what? 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 My favorite thing about Tribal was the look on High's face. He's like,
Oh, I have that written down on my notes, and I
almost
loved it.
done,
It's my
right?
favorite thing.
Uh, uh, uh,
Wait,
uh,
wait, okay, so
where's
we'll
the
get
boat?
into why I was so confused very soon. Um,
I think you should give.
normally I don't really take notes for Final Tribal. I'm like, yeah, some things were said, and this person got voted out. But I actually wrote down some of the questions Jeff asked this time. He says, is Chanel lying about playing it safe when she did her journey? When she's like, I did the same thing Jenny did. I
Oh,
played it safe.
good.
And
She
Jeff is
did.
like, how much stock does everyone put in what she's saying?
I
Like,
know, right?
so,
I'm like,
oh,
oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff.
well, it's true because Jenny says
No,
something, and yeah, it's like, how much faith do you put in people's
what
stories?
does Chanel do? She lies. I played it
I
safe.
would. I would.
Would you?
If I was
Oh,
in Chanel's shoes in that exact moment,
that
yeah,
didn't go well for her,
I
though, did
would
it?
say I saved it.
But
But
now you're
how
gonna
is
vote,
she well,
and the
hold on.
votes are gonna
Before
get
we
red,
really
and you know that. So I would
okay.
have admitted I lost my vote. I would have come up with something totally bizarre to say to Jeff.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten myself out of the situation without admitting, without lying about the vote being gone.
I specifically wrote this down in my notes as to one of Daniel's lines where he goes, "Hey Jeff, let me explain why I'm gonna lose season 42 of Survivor." And Jeff is like, "What?
What now?
Who
What
says
now?
that?" Anyway, he goes on to say it's hard to differentiate between paranoia and like your own gut feeling, which is fair, but like what a sentence to say. I'm
And
gonna
then he
lose season 42 because of this reason, Jeff.
yeah, and then he
Oh,
goes
okay.
on, and then Jeff goes, "Well, who calms you down?"
Oh, I didn't write this down, but I remember that. Who calms you down, Daniel? Who? Do you remember his answer?
Oh, Mike does.
Mike.
Chanel does. My mother does. My girlfriend. And you do,
My
Jeff.
mother
No, you
does.
don't, Jeff. It's very awful being here.
Yeah. He tried to throw Jeff a bone. He was like, no, that's the joke. Is that you calm me down. No, you don't calm me down. You stress me out. I just I think that's hilarious.
It was good.
His
But I
mom, he throws his mom in there, which I respect, obviously, but
obviously,
I do give him credit for giving the shout out on national TV and for them keeping the line in.
yeah.
Props.
And I like the way he, by saying that, let Mike and Chanel know that he was with them.
That's true. That is kind of what that line was meant to intend.
Don't worry about me. I'm voting your way.
So I mean, without further ado, we get to this is still like 15 minutes to go into the episode. We're getting to the vote.
Yes, we are.
When everyone started going to the confessional to vote, I was like, wait, how much time is left now? Wait, what? Like I did the same thing like when tribal council started. I was like, wait, how much time is left?
Yeah.
So they go to vote.
Mhm.
Yeah. The only people who really have votes at this point, because Mike doesn't have a vote because of his beware advantage.
Chanel
And
Walker's taking a risk.
that's right. So the only votes are Daniel and High.
Oh, no, no, no. First vote
Oh, Daniel, High, Lydia, and
and Jenny. Jenny.
oh, Jenny. Oh man, Jenny is
So
a
four
so
people
forgettable
vote. There's
character.
six
Sorry.
people there, but four vote.
Right. So essentially going into tribal, it comes down to what like it seems like there's like Daniel describes it at the very beginning of the episode where there's essentially three groups. There's him and Chanel, there's Mike and Jenny, and there's Lydia and High.
Yes.
But two of those people don't have votes.
Yes.
Daniel really seems like he's playing both sides.
Yeah.
Um
So anyway, they go vote.
yeah,
And
I'll let you carry on from this because this is oh man.
so
It's a great tribal.
Jeff goes and gets the votes, comes back, and he starts reading, and it's like Lydia, Jenny, Lydia, Jenny. We have a tie vote. And High's like, Hi, can you take this back? You can only vote for Lydia or Jenny. And High's like,
Yeah, he's literally just
okay. So he goes and he votes. The other three go up and they vote. Jeff goes and
quote
gets
air quotes.
turned,
Okay.
comes back and goes, Lydia, Jenny, we have another tie. And that's when High's like, oh, wait a minute. Where are the votes? And Jeff's like, I'm getting to that. I was like, oh my God.
What did you think about this? Because Jeff then decides to say, I don't want to divulge information of people's advantages, but there's two people that didn't vote. Do they
And
want
due
to
to the
reveal
tie,
themselves? And I
no, he said, and due to the tie, we have to know who they are.
right.
So he asked them. So of course
Because
now,
they're gonna have to oh well, hold on, I'll let you explain. But yeah.
yeah. So anyway, Mike puts his hand up, which we all knew, but Chanel puts her hand up. And of course, she has said in this tribal, no, I didn't risk my vote. Well, why
I
don't you have
played
a
it
vote?
safe. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, okay, you guys, you need to. And then I loved it because Daniel's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. High's like, oh, really? But Daniel's like, okay, Chanel, who do you want me to vote for? I'm voting for
Oh,
you. And Chanel
this
just,
was
that's when Chanel did the perfect cover up story and just wouldn't answer a question, which is what she should
I
have done
I
when
don't
Jeff
have a
asked
vote.
her
Why are
the
you
question.
asking me? I don't have a vote and I don't have a say in this
I
matter.
don't know.
So this is actually an interesting question. Was she throwing Daniel under the bus or was Daniel throwing her under the bus?
I don't think Daniel's smart enough to throw anybody under a bus. Okay. All I'm saying is Chanel
Okay.
is now scared out of her mind and she does not know what to do. She is now realizing, number one, that she got caught in the biggest lie. Okay. And she is scared. She doesn't want to take, and now she's trying to throw Daniel under the bus. Of course she is. What else do
Well,
you
I
do?
mean, so Jeff explains to the group, it essentially is Daniel and High have to come to a consensus about one person to go home,
Has to
Lydia
be
or
unanimous.
what?
Has to be unanimous. Either they
Has
have to both agree, either Jenny or Lydia go home.
right, it has to be unanimous, but that's when they realize Mike and like the other votes don't count. It just comes down to those two. And you'll notice the picture in the background behind me and mom here is High and oh shoot, what's her
Chanel.
name? Chanel. Because I feel like I picked this picture because I feel like this episode was almost like a battle for Daniel's soul between those
Yeah.
two.
Yes.
Like, is Daniel on Chanel's
Yeah.
side? Is he on High's
Yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Where does his
I
like they
also
even said during tribal, like lines will be drawn in the sand and
High said that, and I think this is a power struggle between High and Chanel.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, the
But
upside for
Daniel's gonna be a foot soldier for one of them, is kind of what I feel.
yeah, if he can keep it together long enough to do that.
True. I don't know which one yet, but
Yeah,
I
I don't
feel
know
like
either.
he's gonna be
Anyway,
high strong for
getting
the whole
getting
rest of the
back
season. He's
to
not
how this
anyway.
whole
Yeah.
4 people, 2 can't vote, 2 can. Now, if and you're right, okay, only 2 votes, okay? So
Right.
we have Holly and Daniel have to agree. Now, if they don't agree, the 4 people draw rocks.
Yeah, Lydia and
Daniel,
Jenny become safe, and the other four people don't draw
yeah,
or have to draw rocks. That's kind of my favorite thing. Like I don't like that Daniel started off his speech this way, but I do
well, how
respect
would
it
you started
because
it
he's
off?
like, "Hey, I have something to say, Jeff," and Jeff's like, "What?" And he's like, "I don't want to draw rocks. I just don't. Just don't. Just just 0% of me wants to draw rocks." And I'm like, that's a hell of a way to start off a speech about how you're kind of back. But then again, High fires back with, I'm not changing my vote. Nope.
It put High in a better position, okay? And you'll notice, I mean, we can talk more
High
about
is
that
in my top three picks to win the game. And I think
mine too.
this tribal
Okay.
council increased my betting odds.
So during that I mean, there was a discussion on this, but towards the end of the discussion, and I'm not jumping over anything, I just want to point out that
Sure.
High, because of what Daniel said, High says, I don't care if I draw rocks. That was his final card, I think, that convinced Daniel, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to draw rocks. Yeah, I'm going to vote whatever you vote. But I do like the way Daniel went after Chanel and said, who do you want me to vote for? Well,
Okay, so I didn't like that idea. I thought that was the beginning of the end for Daniel there. Like not beginning of the end, but didn't make him look good being like, who do you want me to vote for? Because Chanel's like, vote for whatever you want. I don't have a vote. And Daniel's like, I don't want blood on my hands. Who wants
okay,
this blood on their hands? And no one
no.
was like, I'll take it. Like, why would you
Daniel
say yes to
wanted
that?
Daniel wanted Chanel because he knew that she had told him one person and High another, and he wanted Chanel to say it out loud so High knew what was going on. I think he was trying to expose Chanel.
Oh, he was definitely trying to expose Chanel. He just, yeah, did not
Mhm.
do a good job.
Okay, again, if you agree with me, please let me know. If you disagree
He
with me, go
tried to
ahead and vote.
expose Chanel, but Chanel just kept being like twing, 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 like
Like a
like
ping pong ball.
whatever you say to me bounces off me and sticks to you like rubber and glue. Like it's like yeah.
I
I
don't
think
think
Chanel did a good job of deflecting, but Daniel
she did,
tried.
but I think this big ball of you know what is going to land on her head and stick to her forever. That's what I
I
think.
oh man.
You heard it here first. She's gone next.
Okay. Oh, she's gone next. Okay.
Well, if I
So
had to say about it,
then after they have like a huge discussion where it goes to commercial break and I'm like there's still 10 minutes to go in the episode and it comes back and it's Daniel and like they're having the discussion about who to vote out like Lydia or
yeah,
Jenny, like
yeah.
Daniel and High are hashing it out and like High says, when did I lose your respect, Daniel? Like when did I lose it?
Your trust.
Or
When did I lose
trust.
trust?
Oh, and it really felt like Daniel was being tugged in two different directions with
Well,
just
I
two
think
alliances. Which one does he side with?
he made the right choice. I don't.
High gives me a little bit of Ricard uh like vibes from last season. I don't
Yes,
know if I'd want to hitch my like I do like High, but if I was a player with High, I don't know if I'd want to hitch my buggy to him.
he's a data scientist. I think he's got this figured out.
Yeah, but he reminds me of a Ricard. He reminds me of a Ricard or a Shan. Maybe not a Xander, but he seems like the fact that you could see in his eyes, like, wait, where's votes? I hold on. There's four of us. There's only like the fact that you could see that in his eyes means
I
he's
don't think he's ever going to get played again. I think that was his wake up call. I think he's going to go, okay, it's on.
well. It actually they did this, and I want to say it was the second, like yeah, good and guilty, or maybe the first episode where he's like reading a message being like, oh good, you got an extra vote, blah 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 blah, and he's like and he does this little point where he's reading the note and he looks up and he's like, wait, 6 out of 3, that's like 9%. Okay. And he just keeps going back down and reading, and I'm like, he's making it to the merge. You heard it here, folks. He might not win, but he's making it to the merge, I guarantee it.
Who's your favorite right now?
Oh, hold on. Are we talking about favorite or pick to win? Because that is two
Oh,
completely different lists.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, who's your pick to win?
Okay, so pick to win. Can I go Jonathan and Omar as kind of one pick?
Oh, sure.
Um,
Oh, final
then
tribal. If they do two people at final tribal, how what they do last year? Two, three, three.
oh, it's been 3 for a while, yeah.
It doesn't
But Jonathan or
matter.
Omar would be great. Who else makes it? Those are really my faves. There's no way Roxbury's making it. Tori would be hilarious. I want Tori to go far. Let me double check and obviously Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, so my final tribal would
Okay.
consist of Marianne.
Oh, that'd be a great battle tribal.
Hi.
Okay.
And Swati.
Ooh, interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I can think of 3 people that are not gonna make it. Like, I don't think Roxbury's winning. Like, I don't think
Jonathan
Mike is winning. Romeo, yeah. Lydia, Lindsay, yeah. These are all.
I think they're going to get smart on Ika and get Drea out.
Drea is a threat. Yep.
She is huge. Yeah.
Tori could make waves, but their team doesn't lose, so I think she's okay. But yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Then it comes along to, well, mind you, the merge is sooner. But do we throw it?
They're gonna switch to 2 tribes. You were, yeah. Same thing.
Here's my prediction for next week.
Okay.
My conspiracy theory about Ika. I think they are going to get the most screen time because they're going to throw a challenge. Because they're going to decide to get Drea out. That's my prediction.
That's a bold prediction.
Yeah, love it or hate it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with okay. What's a bold prediction? Hold on. I feel like I need to match you somehow.
Good luck.
Ika finds the third Beware Advantage idol.
Who finds it?
Roxbury.
Oh, I like that, Dave.
Wouldn't that be good? That'd be great television.
That would be a good one. I like it.
Would Mike say the phrase or would he not? After the other 2 are said, I guarantee Mike's the 3rd phrase that gets said. He's not the 2nd. He's the 3rd phrase.
I don't know if he'll ever say it. I think Daniel's going to get to him and go, buddy, if you just keep your mouth shut, you got an idol. But you see, the thing is, he doesn't have a vote. Now, how badly does he need his vote?
Daniel doesn't need, okay.
Mike.
I feel like Mike doesn't need, or Daniel doesn't need Mike's vote because without getting into, we got a little off topic, but Daniel ends up siding with High and voting out Jenny. I legit wrote here in my notes, Daniel votes Jenny, ... wow, ... discuss.
No, I'm talking about next week, and we're talking theoretical stuff that may happen.
Daniel doesn't need Mike's vote anymore.
No.
He has High and Lydia on his side. He's fine. He'll think he's fine.
I'm not saying that. I said if Mike doesn't say the phrase in order to just keep his idol for himself, he doesn't have a vote until the merge. And I'm thinking, if I was Mike, do I need my vote?
I mean, based on his number 1 ally, Jenny, getting the short straw tonight, I mean, Mike, I think next week needs his vote.
Oh, so that could all happen next week. Ika could find an idol. They could say it at Tribal because they're already aware that Marianne has said her phrase. And whoever finds the idol will go, oh, that's why she was talking about crazy rabbit in the mailbox.
Yeah, but Mike hasn't said his phrase.
No,
And Marianne made the rabbit in the mailbox, but no one on Ika. Oh,
no.
who says? Oh shoot! Do I have to
Oh, it's
look back at the
Tori.
trailer?
Tori. Tori.
Wasn't there a
Tori. Tori.
Tori finds it right?
Yes.
Right, because that's in the trailer. Where the only line left is if potatoes have skin and I have
I have
skin, am I a
skin in my
potato?
potato.
Was that in the trailer? Who finds that?
It was in an advertisement. Tori
Yeah,
finds it. That was Tori
Tori
that said
finds it.
that. Well,
Cool.
Tori that says it. Is she reading it? Did somebody else get it? That I don't know.
Very good point. Very good point. Um, so before we log out, I have one more question I was waiting to ask you.
Oh,
How
please
do
do.
you feel about two people at this tribal council not being able to vote? Do you think
I
that added to the suspense? Do you think it hurt the
oh, it's
storytelling?
no. I mean, I particularly like it when Jeff gets put on the spot. That's one of my favorite things to happen. I am the biggest Jeff fan in the world, as everybody knows. So, as a matter of fact, it was interesting because I'm sitting here with my daughter and my grandson, and my grandson said at one point while Jeff was on the screen, "What's that guy's name?" And Jess looked at me, and I looked at Jess, and Jess is like, "Oh, mom, don't kill your grandson. Don't do it. Don't do it. Leave him alone." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Anyway, he is probably the only one that doesn't know how much I like Jeff. All right. Now I've just my head's gone there and I don't know what I was talking about. There it is.
I was talking about how kind of annoyed I was about how there
Oh,
being only two people that were allowed to vote at that final
well,
tribal.
I mean, it's gonna happen, obviously, right?
Is it
The
is
risk
it
of vote when time
advantages gone
everywhere.
wrong?
No, I don't think so. I think it makes the game more interesting. You have to work harder. And Chanel, that little that she is, sat there and went, "This is how good I am. I don't even have a vote, and I am running this show. I am in control."
Suri fans everywhere are hating you right now.
Whatever.
The only survivor to get eliminated without actually getting a vote, but everyone already knew that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I hated it. I mean, the only thing that was entertaining, in my opinion, and I don't want to be negative on, like the episode this week, but I didn't like that it was Daniel versus High. Just both of them are the only one that had votes. I thought it
Well,
kind of was weird
they
because I'm
were.
looking at Daniel and I see High on one shoulder and Chanel on the other shoulder, and they're both trying to pull him. And it seems like Daniel betrayed Chanel, and it just sort of
And
made
I would.
me. It sort of strengthened the idea in my head where I'm like, I don't think Daniel's winning. That's a shame.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
I
know if
don't
I
think
agree.
Daniel's winning. They
I don't
wouldn't
think
edit a moment
so
like that
either.
in if Daniel's winning. I'd
I don't.
be
I don't
surprised.
think so either. I think it will come up at the reunion if they have one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Either way, whatever happens, I want Daniel back. Like him and his
Oh,
shoulder for sure.
really?
Oh, I love Daniel. Yeah.
Ah, I never
If I was
thought
to go
about
with
that.
fan favorites, I like Daniel. I like
Oh, I
Jonathan. I
do.
like Omar. I like
Omar.
Romeo. There's a couple of fan favorites. I'm just not sure if any of them might win, but those
I think
are
Marianne may do a double trip with Survivor.
Marianne pulls an Erica. That would be amazing.
I like her.
I don't think Survivor would give us two Ericas in a row, if you know what I
I
mean.
mean, I
Like
said last week, I got to say that I thought Marianne was annoying, but I have much more respect for her this week.
Yeah, she's maybe
Yeah,
she's
she's a boy.
lamb waiting to we're waiting for the lion episode. Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Everyone else's favorite picks, even though they're probably wrong, post down in the bottom below. No, Omar for life. Omar or Jonathan. If one of them don't win, I'm gonna never mind. I'm not gonna say anything on camera. I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
wouldn't
tie
even.
myself into anything.
I wouldn't even.
Um,
Oh, by the way,
yep.
I lost a bet.
Oh,
I I I had your sister, she wouldn't go with my conspiracy theory, okay? So we had a bet on for whether I was right or she was right, and yeah, I lost. So the bet was whoever loses makes the other one whatever they want for breakfast one morning. So I'm pretty sure I'm making pancakes, numerous kind of eggs, bacon, ham. Could be a steak involved there, some toast, some orange juice, maybe
you
some
haven't you haven't
champagne.
gotten the menu yet?
No, I have not. I'm a little afraid.
Oh, see, if I won a bet like that, I'd have a 3-course breakfast planned out by
Well,
12 hours later. Yeah.
if you get, the menu from your sister, we can show, our fans what I'll be making.
Sure, we can post some pictures up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or she could do a guest spot for a minute and just go, "Yeah, here's what I want."
It's so funny because there was at least 20 minutes of last week's episode where all we did was talk about this possibility of could you imagine if it was true? Ooh,
Alright, alright.
maybe. You almost had me convinced. You almost had me convinced.
I apologize to everybody, but I hope it, gave everybody something to think about for the week, and now my new one is Ika. What's going on over at Ika? What's Drea up to? Okay. Has Tori
Okay.
found that idol yet and really was her, or
Well,
was it Romeo, Rockstar? Who knows? It's happening next week. There's gonna be idol.
join in next week for us to talk about us again or talk about this again. Like I've always said, if you agree with me or disagree with mom, you could comment down below, or we actually have that way. We have an email address in the corner,
Yes,
talkingsurvivor at
we do.
gmail.com.
Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to seeing you all next week and talking about Ika,
Oh,
finding an
cannot
idol.
wait.
All
Cannot
right.
wait. Bye,
See you
everyone.
all then.